Roman Chernin, welcome to TITV. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you all about the business that you guys are building here. Look, I want to start with cloud vendors are a business that people know very well. They've been around for many years. There are some big players in the space. You belong to this category of neo-cloud players, which is fast-growing.
I don't like this name, to be honest, but yeah.
What would you rather call it?
AI specialized cloud.
AI specialized cloud, okay. But, it kind of gets at a point that I wanted to ask you about is how do you look to differentiate yourself?
Yeah, that's why I mostly like AI specialized cloud, because actually it gives the sense of what we do.
Right.
And I think in general, what we do is specialization. So we laser focus on AI workloads. We do the best to extract every single point of a kind of performance and reliability in these particular scenarios. And that's how we compete.
So help me understand this, though. When people say, well, the big three cloud providers, they all have their own AI specialized cloud offerings as well. How do you think about competing against that? Is it on software? Is it on customer service?
Yeah, it's across all the stack actually, but customer service is a tricky part. Our CEO says it's easy to be good to your customers when you have hundreds of them. Stay cool when you 10,000 and 100,000. So it's not it's the way how you win at the beginning.
Right.
It's true, but it's not like the mode, right? When the mode probably comes more from building the stack. And what we do the full stack. We all the layers from physical infrastructure all the way up to the not application layer, but platform layer.
Right.
We sit here in front of Token Factory, which is our the newest layer of the offering, inference platform. So, and we optimize across the full stack on one purpose. AI workloads should be the best. And I think that I don't want to say for other players, but you cannot be fully specialized when you are universal.
So you guys are going deep in one particular,
so
right.
And it comes from many details, but if you think about the platform layer, if you think about orchestration layer, if you think about even hardware layer, you can win by focusing on one workload or two workloads.
Well, one of the things that you are focusing on with your Token Factory offering and with the software is you're a big proponent of open source AI models. And it's a conversation we've been having a lot on the show is the future open source? We know the leading models right now are closed source. You seem to be a proponent of open source. Do you think that open source models will inevitably be the most powerful models in the years to come?
I don't think this is the question. I think that the landscape will be more complex than one model wins all. So I think about it as a maybe triangle. So you have the most powerful smart models, and today they are closed source. You have the models where you maybe not need the smartest models, but you want cheaper or lower latency. And this is very good fits to the open source because you can do a lot of optimizations for particular use case to reduce the cost and latency. And then you have the question of applying your data. And then if you have a very specialized workflow, you can take maybe not the most powerful model, not the smartest model, but good enough, and improve it with your data, fine tune. And then in your particular use case, it will be smarter than the general smart model.
So maybe not better than other models, but better for you.
Yeah, better for your particular use case. So
right.
And then the use cases for open source mostly driven by the need to reduce the latency and the cost or apply the data. And then if you need the general intelligence, it probably will still come from the SOTA models. But if you need to go down to optimization or apply data, open source will find its place.
You mentioned cost, and I want to talk about Nebius's costs for a moment here, because, look, it's a capitally expensive operation. We know that. In the past, Nebius has had to go to the debt markets to fund its operations, and the company's growing fast. My sense is you'll have to go back to the debt markets at some point in the near future. how is that conversation looking for you on the ground? What are the big questions that bond issuers and people issuing these loans are asking you?
Yeah. So I think that important to say that until now we were in the market of convertible debt, and we looking now in asset-backed financing that is very natural from the business for the business that we are running. And we also look for other opportunities of a corporate debt moving forward. But the important kind of part of our DNA is we want to be very cautious to the terms.
Right.
So all the financial, all the fundraising we did, all the financial deals we did, and actually all the customers we signed, we always are very focused on the healthy margins. Because this is the business of the scale, but this is also the business of the cost structure. So we are very opportunistic. We look in like all the types of the tools we can use from the financial side, but we always prioritize like the healthy deals.
Now, you talked about cost structure. I'm curious, would you ever think about raising prices in the future, given how much pricing power cloud providers have in this day and age? I mean, it's a scarce resource.
Yeah, like the pricing today on the market is mostly defined by supply-demand situation. So, and I should say that, like, I would say we were very aggressive price player at the beginning of this year.
Right.
Because it was important for us to gain market share. And I think we were one of the very aggressive, and we could afford it because our cost structure was good. Now, today, and we told about it on the earning calls, and we are pretty sold out. And when you are sold out, you actually can choose the customer. And again, like we have much more factors to prioritize the customers rather than the price. But now a lot of customers we work with coming to us not for the lowest price. Why? Because they appreciate like the advantage of the platform, or they appreciate how fast we can move them to the value, or we have capacity that they need right now, and they're ready to pay the margin for that.
So why not raise prices?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not like we raise prices, but every deal has its specific terms. And when you're well positioned on the market, you have the right capacity, you have the right platform, you can choose the customers that's ready to pay for your advantages.
Right. I mean, your investors will like that too, because, I mean, look, the end goal here is to get to profitability, of course.
Yeah, of course. But what I wanted to say also that I think the market in general is very much obsessed about like the pricing, when the TCO, which is more important thing, like the total cost of ownership, is kind of more complex metric, let's put it this way. It's more complex than just GPU price. You have reliability, you have the terms, the rest of the terms in the contract, you have the platform that enables you to extract more value. In the token factory, we provide the managed service. So we optimize the performance for the customer. And it's not so important for the customer how much GPU costs. It's important how much token costs. So I think that the market will move in a more educated stage when we'll think more ROI and total cost of ownership rather than the GPU hour cost.
You mentioned GPU, and you obviously are a big partner with NVIDIA. And I wonder what you think about other chip companies, about AMD, about Google's TPU. Any plans to diversify the offering?
I think it's great that the market has competition. I think competition in general is very good, and we benefit from competition on all the layers. So far, we are very much focused on NVIDIA. This is our key partner, key vendor. And in reality, most of demand we see is coming still for NVIDIA. So we are very close looking to everything that happens on the like silicon competition layer. But again, today, we don't see a strong push for us to move from NVIDIA offering to other chips.
And so no conversations with Google about using TPUs, for example?
Conversations, it's not business. No, like we talk with everyone.
Right.
And on engineering side of the things, we want to be very much like in a frontier. So we test stuff, we talk with the different companies, but then the question like where demand comes from and where economics come from.
Right. Let me ask you this. We're coming to the end of the year now, 2026 for Nebius. What does it look like for you? Where are you focusing?
First of all, it's the year of scale. We actually announced quite ambitious targets for the next year, both on like our footprint scale and on the revenue scale. So we are we forecasting 7 to 9 billion IRR by the end of the next year, which will be impressive growth from where we stand now. And the same on the data center fleet and power fleet and so on. But another important thing that we very much focus on developing the product offering. And what drives us is we see that the profiles of customers are changing. So if
you guys are getting much bigger too, you have these deals with Meta and with Microsoft.
This is one part. This is one part. But another part, and what's happening here in this conference is 1 year ago, most of demand, I think 99% of demand, actually came from people who build models. Large models, small models, specialized, doesn't matter, but people who build model and then run models. What we see now, we see a lot of customers coming from the product side. People who build vertical AI companies or enterprises that apply AI in different works, in different use cases. And they need different product.
Right.
They don't necessarily need rent GPUs. They need managed platform to run inference. They need managed platform to run post-training. So, and we develop our stack further, not only because we have a lot of fun developing stuff, but because we understand that the next wave of demand will come from different type of the customers that need different type of the platform.
Right.
And you can think about it like Microsoft of the world, they need bare metal, large bare metal clusters because they have all the software stack that they bring there. Then the next layer of customers like smaller builders of models,
right.
They need multi-tenant cloud because they train models, then run them on scale, and they control kind of the technology, but they need cool service as a cloud, right? And it's like classical.
Everyone needs something different.
Infrastructure as a service.
Right.
But then when you think about vertical AI companies like Cursors of the world or Lavables of the world, they come for inference, or they come to tune the models and then deploy them. And they don't want to go down to the stack to rent the clusters. They want managed platform to run inference. And that's the next wave of consumption that we need to address.
Right.
And then 2027 will be probably the year of the enterprises that will need.
That's when they'll finally come online. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a story that we've been watching very closely. Roman, I want to thank you for making time for us. That is Roman Chernin, the co-founder at Nebius here on TITB.